Hello children, let us discuss some physics questions from the chapter Motion. Question number 1. A ball is thrown vertically upwards from a position P above the ground. It rises to the highest point Q and returns to the same point P. What is the net displacement and distance traveled by the ball? Looking into the answer, you can easily answer this question by observing the adjacent diagram. Net displacement is 0 as the initial and the final positions are the same, that is P, while the net distance is twice the distance between the positions P and Q. Let us move on to the second question. A person walks 10 meter north in 2 seconds and 5 meter east in 1 second. What is the average velocity of the person? Here goes the answer. You need to calculate the total displacement. So recall the Pythagoras theorem, AC square equals root of AB square plus BC square. You can also observe the adjacent diagram for clarity. Now the total displacement is given by root of 10 square plus 5 square, which is root 125, and the value amounts to 11.2 meters. You have to specify the direction as northeast direction because we are talking about displacement, and displacement is a vector quantity, as you all know. Now moving on to calculating the total time taken, which is 2 seconds plus 1 second, and which gives you 3 seconds. What is the formula for average velocity? Total displacement by total time taken. So you need to substitute the values, that is 11.2 divided by 3, which gives you 3.73 meter per second. Also here specify the direction as northeast direction because average velocity is also a vector quantity. Moving on to the third question. Distinguish between speed and velocity. That is part A, and part B is an object travels 18 meter in 5 seconds and then another 18 meter in 7 seconds. What is the average speed of the object? And answer for the part A, you can say that speed is a scalar quantity whereas velocity is a vector quantity. Also, speed is given by the formula distance traveled by time taken, while velocity is displacement by time taken. For part B, in this problem, we need to find the average speed of the object, which is given by the formula total distance by total time taken. So, it is 18 meter plus 18 meter divided by 5 seconds plus 7 seconds. That gives you 36 meter by 12 seconds, which is 3 meter per second. And the answer of average speed is 3 meter per second. Now let us see some questions from chemistry, chapter 1, that is matter in our surroundings. Let us move on to the first question. List any two properties of particles of matter. You can answer this question like this. The following are two properties of particles of matter. Number 1, particles of matter have space between them. And number 2, particles of matter are constantly moving. You can get a little more clarity by observing the adjacent diagram. Let us move on to question number 2. Why are gases compressible but not liquids? And the answer is, gases are compressible because the intermolecular space is very large in gases, whereas liquids are not compressible because in liquids the intermolecular space is less. Moving on to question number 3. This has 3 parts A, B and C. So part A of the question is, when 50 grams of sugar is dissolved in 100 ml of water, there is no increase in volume. What characteristic of matter is illustrated by this observation? And part B is, why do liquids flow? Part C, when a crystal of potassium permanganate is placed in a beaker containing water, its purple color spreads throughout the water. What do you conclude from this observation about the nature of potassium permanganate and water? Let us answer part A of question 3. This observation indicates that particles of water have spaces between them into which sugar particles fit. Moving on to part B of the third question. Liquids flow because the particles in a liquid are not tightly bound to each other and they have high molecular space between them. Now moving on to answer of part 3. When we place few crystals of potassium permanganate in a beaker containing water, we get two distinct layers, colorless water on top and pink color at the bottom. After few minutes, pink color spreads and the whole solution turns pink due to diffusion. Since potassium permanganate is a solid, it does not possess much space. Water molecules, due to its liquid state, collide with solid particles and intermix due to sufficient space between the molecules. You can just observe this phenomenon as it is given in this diagram. Thank you.